was a grain store. You remember the grain store in Westerly down by Agway?
Right.
There were a whole colony of feral cats, probably 20 of them. And I would pay for the shots and the neutering and everything of them. And the person who owned it was going to have a haven for them. So one day I go down there, the door's locked, closed for business, sold the property. So the new owner, nice guy, said, look, I'm going to give you, what do you need, a month to get the cats out of here? I don't want them here. The cats all ended up at Hirsch's sanctuary. Had to catch every one of those. And they, feral they're community cats, but they're not friendly cats. So they all ended up at Hirsch's condominiums.
Let's take a look at it.
Look, there it is. See,
Wow.
See the cat there running? They all have igloos. Oh, well, there's only 4 left now.
Good morning, Tom Galusho, President of the Westerly Historical Society, on October 23rd, 2024, with Mr. Larry Hirsch for our continuation of Reflections, an oral history project sponsored by the Westerly Historical Society. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning. I think it's a wonderful program. I'm glad you're doing these things for remembrance of all the old timers that we never did in the past.
And you're one now. So
and I hate to think of myself, but I'm one of the 86-year-old guys. But yeah, it's nice to be here, Todd. Thanks for having, and Greg, thanks for having me as well.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you this morning, Larry. So tell me, how did Larry Hirsch, how did you come about? Tell me about your grandparents and your parents, and we'll go from there.
My grandparents and my father were from Poland. My father got out of Poland because of the pogroms, and the Russian Tsar were killing the Jews. And he was inscripted into the service, and he knew that would be the end of him. And he didn't talk a lot about it, Tom, but he told me that he watched his aunt get her head chopped off. So he fled, and he went to Germany, and then he went to France, and he was a cane maker in Paris. And his brother, one of his brothers, made it over to the U.S., and he sponsored my father. Father came over, settled in Boston, just in time for the Depression. My father had a jewelry store on Hanover Street in the North End. Ironically, Carlo Bragno, do you remember Dr. Bragno?
Yes.
Dr. Bragno lived with his family right next door to where my father had the jewelry store. Now, I don't remember any of that, but Carlo did bring me back to the North End and showed me where my father's store was, and they always called my father Sam the Jew. So the Depression came. My father didn't know where to go or what to do. He went bankrupt, and he met a salesman who said, there's 2 choices that I could recommend for you, Sam. He said, one is Dallas, Texas, and one is Westerly, Rhode Island. So my father said, where are they? And he said, Dallas, Texas is about 2,000 miles away, and Westerly's about 90 miles away. He came to Westerly. I'll show you a cat here. This was the wildest of the wildest cat. It took me 6 years to catch this cat. And finally, when I caught him with a drop trap, he became the friendliest guy in the whole world. Here he is. He's a beautiful cat.
Look at him. What's his name?
What's your name? We call him Big Boy.
Really? He's sweet. Hi, Big Boy. Hi,
He had nice. You wouldn't believe that he was. And people say, "Oh, you can't tame feral cats." Well, you certainly can.